everybody being here tonight. I now call this meeting to order. If you would please rise for our invocation and our honor with Pastor Gill.
Please pray with me. Gracious Heavenly Father, we thank you for this day. We thank you for the blessings of Valentine's Day, Father God, that we're able to share love with our families, our spouses, our better halves, if you will. Father God, this evening we come together here with our city council, our members that are represented for the city of Floresville. We pray that the words that are spoken here are spoken in love and unity for the betterment of this city and for the betterment of the citizens. Now, Father God, all together we will pray our Lord's Prayer. Our Father, who art in heaven, hallowed be thy name. Thy kingdom come, thy will be done, on earth as it is in heaven. Give us this day our daily bread, and forgive us our trespasses, as we forgive those who trespass against us. And lead us not into temptation, but deliver us from evil. For thine is the kingdom, and the power, and the glory forever. Amen.
Thank you. Please join me in the Pledge of Allegiance.
I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Under the Texas flag, I pledge allegiance to thee, Texas, one state, under God, one and indivisible.
Thank you. You may be seated. We joked about this a little bit earlier. We have a women's quorum tonight. In attendance, Ms. Jimenez, Mrs. Martinez, myself, Sissy Gonzalez-Dibble, and Mrs. Cantu. Thank you, ladies, for being here. Councilman Ortiz will be here shortly as well. So thank you. I open the floor now to any citizens' comments. This is an opportunity for anyone who wants to address the council. Okay, thank you very much. Moving on to item 1A, consideration and action to approve the minute meetings for the regular council meeting on January the 24th. Council, you have in front of you, or you've had in front of you, a copy of the minutes. I'll give you a moment if you should have any comments concerning any changes or questions on it. And if not, I will entertain a motion.
I make a motion that we approve the minutes for a regular council meeting held on January 24th.
I have a motion on the floor. Do I have a second?
I'll second.
Seconded by Ms. Jimenez. All those in favor, please raise your right hand.
I have to abstain, I wasn't
Okay.
there. But it's 2-1, so I guess it would be okay.
Please. I tell you what, if not, when Mr. Ortiz gets here, we'll.
I don't think Mr. Ortiz was there either.
That's right, the last meeting.
I have my.
I think we're okay, Mayor, because it is a quorum, and it is who is here, and that would be the majority. I think we're doing okay with that.
Okay, sounds good. So we did have approved the minutes of item 1A. For time's sake, because they've been here for quite a while, I'm going to move on to item 3A, consideration and action to take action on the Floresville Little League Youth Sports Agreement. And I'm going to refer over to our city manager and our city attorney on the agreement. Council members, I know that we've gone over it, and we have members of the Little League here. Yes.
Can I go ahead and ask some questions? I don't know if this has to be in the contract or not, but I was gonna ask, like, if on the concession stand, if somebody breaks in and takes the stuff or damages it, who is responsible for that?
That is, if I may, Mayor
Yes.
and council, we would have to be able to outline that in the contract. If it is not in the contract, then that is something that the council can discuss and see if that's something that the council wants to be included in there. What you're basically indicating is that you want concession stand damages?
It's on 12.1,
Okay,
so, I don't know if that's gonna be under the insurance, their insurance, or,
okay. Well, it does say, the youth improvement is personal property in the premises, on the premises. So if there is a requirement that they maintain personal liability insurance on the premises or on the personal property, it would be their claim, okay? Are you worried about damage to the facility in itself? Like to the building and stuff of that nature?
also,
Okay,
that's part of one of my questions is that also.
okay, we can look at that.
But we talked it during the workshop that you do cover insurance as the Little League. Would it cover the, if somebody were to break in and steal your
The personal items?
personal items out of
That is something that we're gonna have to look into. We do know cover safety and liability towards injury, and it does cover the city.
loss,
Yeah,
for the city.
loss for that, so, we would definitely have to check with the National League on that.
Okay, and we can discuss that further. You and I can talk about
Thank
that.
you. Ms. Kennedy,
Also-
did you have another question?
Yeah, do you want me to wait?
Let's
You want
take
me to
one at a
read?
time and see if there's any other council members who have any questions. Okay, go ahead.
I also, on 13.1, it says that they're gonna have to give, can you explain that, 13.1?
Okay, 13.1 indicates, on or about March 1st, the youth organization must provide to the city the number of participants and their ages for the youth previous program period. Okay, so that will be information that they will be providing to you. Okay, and they have, by entering into an agreement, they will agree that it will be done by March 1st.
Okay, and also 13.3.4.
Okay? Okay.
I just wanna make sure that this is, you know.
And we're still, if I'm correct, Ms. Turner, we're still working on tweaking this agreement out. I think there were some issues that were discussed at the workshop this afternoon.
Yes, and they brought forward, and I received the email later on, and the council did have a question in your absence, Ms. Attorney, that the finalized one, we go back and forth, and we're gonna allow them to play. They're ready to write us a check for the 1/3, that the council would get to see it, and would they need to go on the council agenda to officially approve the final copy.
Okay, so that was my understanding in speaking with Ms. Turner earlier this week, that that basically the contract or the agreement was still in the tweaking stages, in that there was gonna be a workshop, there was gonna be more tweaking to be done, and then that today, my understanding was that the council, what was, before the council was basically to just basically approve the amount that was, I think, agreed upon.
And will we need to?
Not exactly the total agreement, because that needs to be tweaked.
And will we need to bring that as a council upon the approval before it's signed?
The problem being is that can we do something tonight where they can start practice on Monday?
I would believe so. I think that the gist is there. Do we have an agreement as far as an amount? Do we have an agreement as far as the usage? Do we have an agreement as to who's going to participate and responsibilities?
Yes.
Then if we do have that, yes. This is, the agreement that you have before you is basically a draft. It's in, I guess, a diamond in the rough, so to speak. It won't be fixed. If you have concerns, yes, let me know what they are so that we can discuss those and we can talk with them, with the board, the Little League board as well, because we want it to be a joint agreement where everybody's happy.
Well, I know that when we first started the workshop, the keys were the $7,500 dollars for the season, divided into 3 payments, a 1-year contract, and the start practice date of February 18th, which is Monday. And I know that those were some of the key things right now
Okay.
so that the kids can start.
Okay, and is it something that the youth organization is in agreement with, Mayor?
Yeah.
Yes? Do you have the authority to indicate it so?
Just write the check.
Okay, then yes, then that is something that we can specifically agree to. that these are agreements for tonight. $7,500 of 1 year, and that they start Monday, okay? With the understanding that the agreement that we have, that everybody has in front of them, is still to be worked out, still to be tweaked.
Can you please just explain this last one, 13.3.4, the gross receipts from each of the following?
Okay, it says, if requested by the city, they will provide you within 15 days of receipt of your request. They will give you a copy of the gross receipts from the concession, from the use of fees, from advertising, from cash donations, and other sources. The use shall track concession revenue and use fees separately from other revenue sources. So what they're basically, if that is something that they agree to in the future, because it's still in the tweaks, we're still tweaking it out. If that is something that they agree to, they agree that if the city requests from them to provide them copies of these receipts, that they will agree to that.
We have a problem, we have an issue with that.
Okay.
Because the last agreement that we looked at from the city manager, that did not contain that information that you just read.
It's the same one. Isn't this just a copy from the Chesley? No, there's Chesley. Isn't this one that came from another city?
No.
This is the
No,
one that
this is
we've been
the
working
copy.
on since.
This one indicates that it was
2017.
utilized since 2017,
It's the same one, actually, Chris,
When we met that first time.
that
What
had
it
been
is.
utilized in the past.
yeah, it's the same one.
Y'all have used this one.
It's the same one.
No, we haven't been in contract with the city at all.
And it's the one that we would have shared with you all back in October, the one we would have shared with you back then when
We received another contract that was only 6 pages long, that excluded that you just read. And, because we actually obviously take issue with that since there was no discussion about concession stand. So, that is not what we had.
That's on page 9, Ms. Turner.
See, and you say page 9, and the last agreement that we have from you was a 6-pager. The first agreement was, I think, 17 pages?
Do you have a copy of your 6-pager?
That's what I'm looking
No.
We might have.
Yeah, this one basically has 13 pages.
Yeah, 13, yeah. The last agreement we received was a 6-pager.
Okay. I
Basically
don't have,
cutting that one in half.
okay, I don't have that before me.
Okay. So I do.
Okay. Do you have the 6-pager?
No,
No, you
I don't have this.
Oh,
I'm
okay.
sorry. I have the 13, I'm sorry. I thought that's
Okay.
what you were asking.
Okay, I'm sorry. So, I believe, Mayor, it does seem that this is something that needs some action, because March 1st is right around the corner. I don't know if we will have another meeting before then. Do we, Mayor?
You have 28 is your next meeting.
That's
28th of
cutting it
February.
close.
Yes.
That's cutting it close.
And when do they want to start?
Monday.
It appears that Monday.
This Monday, the 18th.
On the new fields?
Yes, ma'am, Monday the 18th.
Here's the, well, we have it electronically. This is the one that was sent to us on October 17th for 6 pages.
Right.
I don't know. What page did you say that was on?
I have page 9.
That
It's
is
not, and you're not gonna find it, it's gonna be, if you have 6 pages, I doubt it's gonna be there. It's 13.3.4.
This one stops at 11.
You know, Charlie's in, sent the whole thing.
And I apologize, Mayor, I don't have the 6-page one, I have the 13-page one.
What is what is the last thing on the 6-page one?
The signatory lines.
Oh, okay.
That's the last page, but the last, it talks about general provisions, it's number 11. Article 10 is term. Article 9 is waiver and indemnity. Yeah, this is what we were handed in the meeting.
We have so many different, I apologize. If there's a question reference to the revenue, I think that may have come into play when we were trying to justify it was based on the fact that the revenue, but coming up with a flat fee, we may not need their revenue or whatever it is, because it's a flat fee.
Can I ask a question? This evening, when the workshop occurred, did we discuss the 6-page
No,
agreement or the
I think
13-page?
it was the assumption that they had the same agreement. And
Yeah, there was an assumption that we were working from the same agreement.
Our staff would not have an issue with not having their revenue because we're talking about a flat fee. It's not based on whatever they make. It's not based on how many students that they have per head or per capita. It's just basically a flat fee. And I just handed them the other one.
I think that's the one you originally gave us way
Yes.
back in. So I think
The
the,
6-page one?
no, the
No.
one that you're
The
reading
third
from, so that was the original one we had. And we had, as Henrietta had said, we've had many, many discussions with her. And we were going to take issue with that as well as some other things. But then in October, we were handed a more brief contract, and then we were just, fleshing out some of the concerns we had for that one, but we were okay with that, with the
With the
6-page.
6-page one?
Well, we'll duly note that, but like I said, I don't, as the councilman may have, I don't have an issue with not getting their revenue because it is a flat fee, and the cost is not associated to whatever they make or profit. But I've given them that, and then we can work through that and give them that nuances to tweak it, but I just need to have an acceptance so I can move on.
So we're gonna eliminate all those questions, Ms. Turner?
No, ma'am, I said what we do is go through those, they will strike out what it is and go back and forth and to fine tune it.
Until we agree.
Yes, ma'am, we'll bring you back the
Is that
final,
okay?
but all we're asking to agree is on the amount. The
Okay, right
payments
now, we're
and the
just gonna
terms.
agree on the amount.
Amount, the terms, and the year. So 1 year, same money, same money, for those kind of things to go back and forth, and then we can tweak that and bring you a final contract.
I start date of February 15th.
Yes, ma'am, they can start, because I have approval, I need approval, is what I'm.
But not on Tuesday, right? Because Tuesday they're coming to,
We would
They're
start
coming to
on
play,
Monday.
they can start playing on
It's
Monday.
already
no, but
taken
weren't
care
they
of.
gonna,
They can start on Monday, but they will not be able to practice on Tuesday because the fields will be sprayed, and they'll continue on Wednesday.
For 24 hours.
Yes.
they're gonna spray it? So y'all know that already?
Yes.
Yes, ma'am. And they heard it themselves from the contractor, and Michelle said she can bring me a check in the morning, I can officially give her receipt, if you all agree.
Yes, and also the fields are gonna be locked, because I don't want any child to go in there with all that.
No, ma'am, it's gonna be like, because
Spraying
they're
in there.
not really.
Right, we won't schedule on Tuesday.
Right,
He's also putting signs up.
yes.
Okay, I think they understood that the other night when we talked. Mrs. Turner went ahead and called our landscaping guy, and everything was settled that night, right, Brenda?
Yes.
So he's gonna spray it again next month, right?
He's gonna spray it on Tuesday.
Every Tuesday.
No, he doesn't spray every Tuesday, but he comes out every other Tuesday, but he's gonna spray and do some stuff on Tuesday, and they heard from him, so they can't be on the fields for 24 hours. So then they know they can start back up on Wednesday. The next time, he puts signs up to let you know when he's sprayed, but not every Tuesday that he comes, he will be spraying.
And I think he will notify Chess as far as when they can or cannot, right?
Yeah, he has it on, and it's really important, so he will post that, and it's not an outside, it is his company, and they'll be able to do that.
Okay,
Mr.
so,
Ortiz?
I'm sorry, Mr. Ortiz had one quote.
One question. Going back to those vacant days on the weekends, if they're not being used, I believe that people should utilize the fields. Can you make a documentation on that, so we can vote on it now or later on?
That should be voted, that really should be part of the detail, because we're just trying to do on the three major issues that the mayor.
I think that if I understand correctly, it's going to be a limited motion to agree to 3 basic issues regarding $7,500 for the season. That you guys will agree to a 1-year contract, correct? And then it'll start effective starting Monday, February the 18th, if that's Monday, the 18th. With the further understanding, with the caveat that we will be back to iron out, that we have to finalize the total agreement within, I would hope, within a week or so.
There's a meeting in 2 weeks.
Okay, so we gotta get it done by then, Mayor. Yes, ma'am.
But I think what Councilman Ortiz is saying is that if we get approval, if we agree to the $7,500, then does that alleviate us from having to be charged an additional fee to use those fields on the weekends to practice, since we don't have any T-ball fields now? Because if we agree to the $7,500, we need to know what that includes in terms of usage.
None. If no one is utilizing the fields,
The Little League has rights to the weekends with no additional fee, and I think that's what we're trying to clarify.
And is that gonna be, to be further discussed, or is that gonna be adding a fourth issue?
That wasn't what we discussed the other
Correct.
night.
That's a fourth issue.
Yeah.
or wasn't the Pee Wee League the issue, the T-balls?
Right, because we don't,
Well,
because the
just-
T-ball
just-
fields
just-
are not,
just those,
are not ready, and we don't have any places to practice for them, we would have to practice on the old fields, which doesn't have restroom facilities. So it's either we have to be down there with porta potties or have rights to using the new fields on the weekends, because during the week, they're occupied by the older teams. And we have 104 T-ballers.
So council, what I would suggest, and we talked about this earlier, is that there's two options. We allow them to use the new fields on the weekends that are not being utilized, or we supply porta potties and a washing facility at the old fields. So that is something that the council would have to agree to or discuss as far as that is concerned. That's the question.
Okay. That sounds extremely reasonable, Mayor. I also think that those are issues that if we're gonna limit it to just passing on 3 issues, that's something that we can tweak out and get it done within the next 2 weeks. So you guys might decide, this is how we wanna do it for the next 2 weeks, but however, after 2 weeks, we're gonna do something totally different. I don't know. That would be between.
I'd like to get the council's opinion on how they feel about those two items, what the preference is as far as the council is concerned on that.
Madam Mayor, I've already made a statement that if no one is using those fields, they have the option to use the T-ball.
Okay. Councilman Ortiz, Councilwoman Cantu, what is your feeling on?
Is that a motion, or is that a motion you made?
No, I think she, if I may, I think she's just asking in general, she wants to get a general
Consensus.
feel.
A consensus to go?
How do you, no, I feel that the fields should be locked and put one porta potty over there, because y'all just practice for 1 month, right?
No,
No, we practice during the entire season.
for
Okay.
T-ball.
The T-ballers practice all year.
Some coaches do.
Because we have to, like Ms. Turner said, we have to rent out on the weekends.
Right.
And Mr. Chas Perez, he's gonna have the say-so. And I
Right,
also-
and we're not opposed to that, and that's why we asked if we had a schedule, knowing when there wasn't a rental, that we would have use of the
I mean,
field.
that's how I feel.
Okay.
Absolutely.
That's how I
Okay, I have 2 councilmen, Mrs. Martinez?
I just feel like we should go ahead and, tonight, we should go on those 3 items that we talked about, and the other, we can go ahead and, because that didn't come up the other night, Brenda, and I think that we should just do what we voted, not voted, but what we discussed the other night, vote on that.
On those 3 issues, Councilwoman?
Yes, ma'am.
Ms. Jimenez?
Yes, the same with the 3 issues.
We're just passing in those 3 issues and then tweaking out the 4th
Yes.
issue?
Yes, and we had already, we had already talked about, Ms. Henrietta putting a porta potty and a washing station down there at the field for use.
Would you
For
feel
continued
comfortable
use.
going over there and utilizing those bodies now?
Okay, we won't get into discussion about that,
Well,
but the reason that we're doing this is because Mrs. Rodriguez is gonna have to
Yes.
come up with a contract that includes. So if she includes one item and we come back and say no, then that means we have to tweak it again,
Yes.
and that delays it again.
Yes, ma'am. Yes, ma'am, it does.
So,
If, it's up to the council, y'all are in charge, okay? But I know that the 3 issues that we do need to be passed is the agreement for the season, the amount, and then the year that it's gonna be, and then the starting point. And we do need to get together again and tweak out. I'm sorry, I did not know that you had a 6-pager and that I had a 13-pager. So we are gonna have to sit down and we're gonna have to get your 6-pager with my 13-pager and then discuss what we, or Ms. Henrietta and yourself and myself, we can tweak it out and then present it to the council.
okay. So for tonight, the council's main representation, again, reiterating the three items.
Yes, ma'am.
And they are?
They are, for this sum of $7,500 for the season to Little League, payable in 3 payments for a 1-year contract, and the starting practice date would be Monday, February the 18th, 2019.
Yes, ma'am.
And that doesn't mean that we're, maybe further discussion with whoever on what y'all are actually wanting. But tonight, I think we just need to go ahead and go with that, so y'all can get started.
Agreed, and I think the major concern though is if we're gonna start practice on Monday, there are no porta potties at that whole field. So these babies, 4 and 5-year-olds, would be either peeing outside, or they would have to walk a distance up to the.
Ms. Turner?
May I make another suggestion, Madam Mayor? It's up to the council, again, y'all are in charge, but is there anything on schedule that's gonna take place within the next 2 weeks for those 2 fields, with the
Yes.
fields?
They want to start playing Monday.
Yes,
But,
but do we
outside.
have, on the weekends?
The weekends.
Is there anything that's scheduled for the next 2 weeks to take place in those fields?
It's blank.
Okay. We
No,
don't-
as of right now, and I think the issue's gonna come, towards when we do, it's gonna be an ongoing thing, because we have a problem with this already. So if they're wanting to use on a weekend, and we have a renter wanting to pay, what are we gonna do then?
No, the question from Mrs. Rodriguez is just for the next 2
For
weeks.
the next 2
Yeah,
weekends,
we're
till we
giving
come
them
back,
and that's the
on the
thing, we're giving
28th.
them,
because by the 28th, it's gonna be decided,
Mhm.
one way or another. They're either gonna use it, or they're not gonna use it, and there's gonna be porta potties. But there's only 2 weeks.
Because we haven't scheduled anyone, council, and any one of those goes out, because we keeping it on our promise that the Little League would have first right of refusal, that we wouldn't schedule until they were done. So no, there are no scheduled ones, but we have told people that as soon as we come to agreement that we're ready to schedule, but we were waiting to do this, is why we are under a time crunch. And we can really work hard to see, can you call the porta potty people tomorrow to see if they can deliver it? And we'll get them out there as soon as we possibly can.
Or is it something that they could utilize for the next 2 weeks while it's being tweaked out?
I would do
Again?
that.
That's your choice. But a good option.
That's a good option.
I do believe that it is until we get all of it worked out. But that's gonna have to be a council decision.
At the end of the day, yes, ma'am.
Okay, I've got one that's saying that, but I have to have,
And what is,
it's just a stipulation that the little ones can use the new fields for the next 2 weekends, or the 2 weekends after practice starts, until we get the official
final
contract ironed out, and they'll probably, or if they go back to the old fields.
To get it finalized by
And
the
get enough
28th.
time to get porta potties out there and the hand washing situation.
how soon can we get porta potties out there, Henrietta?
Well, tomorrow's Friday, and I don't know the schedule, I can guarantee them there by Tuesday, but I really want to push to say I get some out there on Friday, on Monday morning. But, because I won't be able to contact them until tomorrow, I can call them.
And that's fine, because the T-ballers won't start practice until the week, this Monday of the 25th.
Oh, but they'll be up there.
So the T-ballers are gonna wait a week, the older kids start next week, and the T-ballers start the following week.
So they just gives them that one weekend, that's just one weekend, because the first weekend also.
So that was my question, Brenda, as far as when would they start? And
Well,
that
so
way
they
we
start,
can
they're
accommodate you
scheduled
with it.
to start the week of Monday, the 25th. But what what I'm hesitant for is for us to put them practicing on the new fields that weekend. And then we have to tell them, we don't have access to the fields anymore, so now we have to go down to the old fields and use porta potties. And I mean, if that's what the council decides, then that's what I have to tell my parents, but I will then refer my parents to the council, because I can't speak on that, because I'm here fighting for 104 little ones that need bathrooms during games and practices, so.
And economically, financially, it does not make sense for us to go get some porta potties, put them over there, they'll be charging us so much, and those fields are not being used, ladies and gentlemen. They will not be used. If they're not being used, use them. That's our future, our kids, they in their mind, they're gonna say, they're over there and we're over here.
And I think it's fair to say that we would understand that any city rentals would take precedence over our little ones' practices. So if I called Chaz and said, hey, I've got a team that wants to practice Sunday at 2 o'clock, you don't have it rented, okay, can they use it? And yes, they should be able to go and use it. If he says, no, I haven't rented, well then we
Ms.
just,
Turner, we would have to hire somebody to go over there and